Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Quartet. So nice to have you with us here. We're coming to you from Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, located in the Appalachian Mountains, just down the road from Washington and Baltimore, and we're very happy to have you with us. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of weeks? And let's start with Penny. What do you think?
I actually have seen some more uproar coming in the next few weeks. It looks like financial uproar. I'm not sure what all is involved in that, but I keep seeing something comes up that people temporarily, but still, it's a blip in the road, can't get their money out of the banks. And that's a problem that it's a small problem that becomes a bigger problem than it needs to be. So be aware, people. I think it might be a temporary thing. So that's one thing. Another thing I've seen is the announcement that Biden has died. I saw some reports that he was in Las Vegas and that he reportedly, allegedly, had come down, or that the COVID thing or whatever had gotten worse, and that he was going to be sent to the hospital in Las Vegas. And then that got canceled, and they said, "Oh no, he's gonna be sent to he's gonna be medevac to Johns Hopkins." And then, what I think from there is that they're going to attempt to say, "Oh, he died," like he just died, in order to avoid any questions about whether or not he was really the president over the last 2 years, because it would make for some big chaos if it were decided or discovered that that wasn't the real president and he had no power. What do we do then? So that narrative, I think, is coming out, and I think the counter narrative that refutes that is also going to come out and going to make for big chaos in people's thinking. And that is where we stand, by the time we get to the financial thing, the financial uproar that happens. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Kingsley?
Well, for sure, and I'll just agree, add to Penny about the health and the Biden issue. And I think it's unavoidable. I think what's interesting now about any issue now is that it's not coming out as a simple issue. It's like any kind of rhetoric is falling apart. Already, people are saying Biden's been dead for a while, or the health issue doesn't make sense, something smells bad. Whatever they put out is just disintegrating as a truth narrative, which showing you the environment is no longer kind of accepting these narratives. So I think, yes, there'll be, a lot of questions from both sides about the health of Biden, like how long has this been going on? What's the fakery around that? And it's going to open more Pandora's boxes. And of course, it may even on two things, it may even bring up the issue again of COG, continuity of government. Is that necessary? Which is a big, big issue, of course, which could be used as another cascading event. And of course, the other issue is that now that kind of the lovey-dovey around Harris as Kamala Harris has kind of given her the respect of her first kind of honeymoon as a nominee. You may get some more kind of voices coming up a few weeks before the Democratic convention in August saying, actually, I'm going to challenge Harris. So, that kind of Biden fakery allows Harris to be challenged by other people. So that's the political shenanigans. On the other side, of course, isn't it, telling that on this day as we speak now, that Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived to the White House, being met by nobody, of course, because the White House is in disarray. He's here right now. And I think that's also indicating some potential cascade between Lebanon, Hezbollah, Yemen, the Houthis getting involved. I think that also could be tweaked now to take advantage of the disarray in the White House as another front in this vortex in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, all I'd suggest is that we're running out of time. There are some interesting kind of deadlines, as you've suggested, Kingsley of the Democratic Convention, and then the election here in the United States. And these things are big barriers that have to be jumped over in one way or another. And the powers that be, groups on both sides of this equation, this is just going to ramp up higher and higher and higher as we go in toward the end of the year. And it'll continue in toward the end of after the election, particularly if Trump gets elected again. I mean, everybody's going to be throwing everything against the wall that you can, so that see what sticks. And so there's always the possibility of some three-dimensional projection of space aliens, and this is they're going to pull out everything that they can here, and certainly try to drive another pandemic in the middle of all of this thing. The bottom line essentially is that if they can't get a war started, then what you get to is there's a direct line toward revolution, and they need to get the war started because they have the debt overhang, the horrible debt crisis that all the Western nations have, and that they cannot pay their debt. And so they need to collapse the financial system in order to get rid of all of the debt. The only way they can do that is to put a war in place. So that gives them the cover to be able to reorganize everything. And if they're not able to pull off the war, and they're going to try everything they can to do that, then you just open the gate toward revolution, and that would be, in the terms that we've talked about, is this global civil war kind of scenario. So it will be interesting, no matter how we get there and what all happens. And so we'll be back and we'll talk more about it in another couple of weeks here on Quartet. So thank you both, and thank you all of our viewers for being with us, and we'll certainly be back and see you again.
Yes. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
Take care.
Sleep.